Hello, it's Tamara Hunter, take two, or the second part of today's Service Hero Show. Today is officially number 78 of 365 Days of Awesome. Celebrate success through service. And I have one of my new best friends. I am so excited that we have Marcus Mason in the house, or
Yes, in the
actually
house.
in the big fish limo.
Limousine, yeah.
Yeah. Now I want to share why it is I want to highlight Marcus, and there's a real good reason. I owe him big time. This man, he both of them. I want to show a picture of and tell the story, and then I'm going to begin mine. But the evening that I met Marcus, they Marcus and Matt came. Marcus came to be the driver, and the idea was that we were going to film in the back of the Big Fish limousine, and we were going to film day number 75 of 365 Days of Awesome, Matt. And so we start filming, and then Marcus is generous enough to be driving on the strip, which it was a crazy night, and he is narrating everything there is about Vegas, the different history, locations, everything. And what happened? It didn't save.
And that was such good footage.
I know it was so awesome. But it's the thing, and the reason I want to highlight you, Marcus, as a service hero is because some people might have gotten frustrated, might have been, a little upset because it was a good hour at least that it was great footage, and you're maneuvering, and you're being witty and funny, and you're being just a stellar guy. And then it was like, it's okay, it's all right, no problem.
Yep. Hey, stuff happens. You
And
know.
I have to say thank you, and that you truly shined as a service hero in my book, Marcus, because
Right on.
I have known a lot of, you're an entrepreneur that has multiple businesses, successful, doing some amazing stuff. And oftentimes, to be honest with you, not to stereotype, but oftentimes that can also bring with it a bit of a type A personality, a little uptight, and not so easy rolling.
Yeah.
You are so cool because you were like so much fun, and then so awesome about this. So
Right.
I want to say thank you.
Oh,
And
it's my pleasure to have you. It was so much fun. We had a blast that night. It was just good
we
times.
did, huh? We
Yeah.
did. I want to hear, you actually had so much wonderful stuff to talk about. And what I want to do is actually feature some of what you shared with me about Vegas that I had really no clue. And that is,
Okay.
you actually have two families, and you are raising one of your families in Vegas. Can you tell us about all of that and kind of what you were sharing with me about what you feel about it?
Okay. Well, yeah. I've been here in Vegas 20 years, and window tinting brought me here initially when it kind of got stale in California because an officer got shot. So a friend of mine moved out here, and he's like, "You got to come to Vegas. They're tinting everything. They're doing the windshields. They're getting their houses done. It's crazy." So I've been here 20 years doing that, and he's a real mentor for me because he's a go-getter. He runs his own business, so he had to go out there and literally hand a card to a person yourself and drum up business yourself. Don't depend on anybody else but yourself. No advertising. Your hand and your word, and that's all they get. And they gotta love you. And so that type of type A personality, almost as you would say, it really goes a long way. But you gotta have confidence in yourself, no matter what you're gonna do. You gotta test yourself. You gotta strive. You gotta perfect yourself. And I've had 8 children, and half of them have been raised here in Vegas, and the other half in California. But this town can be trying in many ways. There's lots of traffic, there's lots of tourists, there's lots of corruption, and there's lots of fun too. And you even get your own self get caught up and having sometimes too much fun. It was like I was saying, it was nice to see someone with a fresh face come have that fun because It's like I'm seeing it every day, and I'm like, oh, another day of fun. Oh, come on, I mean, how much can it take? But it's just always so much fun, and there's still so many untapped resources. For even someone like me who's been here over 20 years,
I'm going to have
these
you pull
places.
down. I'm sorry to step on your words, but I'm going to have you pull down the mic a little bit because I don't want anybody to miss this. And I think we're there. You go. Okay, go ahead.
That'll be great. So yeah, there's so many untapped resources out here in Las Vegas that I mean anything can happen. And from I was I remember at one time I was released out of jail, and I went right from there to selling like the biggest timeshare in Las Vegas. And so it was like overnight, my life went from zero to hero, like super big time. And so, this town can be a lot like that. And, me being a Pisces, I'm used to the ups and downs of life. For everything, there's an opposite. Good day has a bad day, and yes and no, a black, a white. There's always the opposite of everything. So, I always look at things like it may be bad right now, but it's only temporary. The good is coming. You just got to just hold on a minute. Just let it ride.
Right. So, let it ride. That's funny.
Let it ride.
That's good. There's all these puns always in regards to Vegas, and you guys are
yes.
that. So much fun. One of the things that also really resonated with me when you were talking, because you have young children, and you were telling me that there's like cultural things like the museums. There's well, you even took us to go see the shark tanks. I mean, literal shark tanks, but there's learning opportunities, and there's no excuse to not be doing things there because there's so much to do with a small family. And
yes, and there's a lot of art, and there's a lot of culture here, that there's so much diversity and so many creative things that these casinos are enticing families to come and have fun. So it's not just about gaming, or it's not just about Sin City, let's say. It's about they want good, wholesome families to come and have yourself the time of your life. And so there's so much in this town that it just trumps anywhere I've ever been. And I've done a lot of traveling from since I was a little kid, my adult years, just places I wanted to go see. I went to New York recently to watch the ball drop in Times Square. We stayed at the Marriott Gold. I was the only one that got a kiss from a local girl as the ball's dropping. So, I mean, I felt like $1 million. Beyonce was like 100 feet away from me singing, and I'm going, this is beautiful. And when I've never been to Las Vegas, in New York, but when all the buildings empty out of all the people down into the street, it is just a madhouse. I thought Las Vegas Boulevard was wild, but Times Square, New Year's Eve, definitely a got to do bucket list thing. But this town is just incredible all the time, 24 hours a day. It does not sleep. It continues and it continues. So, I mean, you come here, you get a crash course of fun, and you go home and you're like, now I can relax. Now I can relax from having so much fun.
Right. So I just wanted to say personally, thank you not only for this amazing tour and insights into Las Vegas.
Yes.
You also ended up, I had a personal experience that took place, and I shared it with you as we were walking, and you were so wonderful about that too. And that was that I did not know we were going to go down to a certain area of town that is notorious in a way, but also it's the older part of town where my mother used to go all the time. And I had not seen those lights from the hotels that she would go and play for so long. And you were so kind and generous when I was talking about that story. Again, someone could have just been, that's, but you
Sure.
showed your heart, you showed your humanity, and just a lot of fun too, and a really great host. And so I just want to say thank you, Marcus.
Yes, you're very welcome.
I know that you guys are going to do some amazing things with what it is that you're doing there in Vegas, and I'm so proud to know you and so happy to be a part of it, because when two stellar people we have a third one, but we're not going to highlight her today because she gets her own, again, because she's going to be doing something with nonprofit. Yes. Yeah, we're using that little wavy hand.
Yeah.
So I want to say thank you for being a service hero. And
You're welcome.
I already shared with Matt, but I want to officially invite you to come to LA and be a part of the Spirit Summit, which is going to be taking place on September the 21st and 22nd. And we are going to get to highlight we're going to highlight the whole Service Hero program and unveil something very, very special that will be shown that day. And then I said, well, bring on the big fish limo, and maybe, some people will be able to go see it, out up close and personal in the LA area.
Yes, the big fish love visiting the ocean. That's for sure.
Oh, yes, that makes so much sense.
Yeah, and that's my hometown too. I'm born and raised LA. That's initially where I'm from. Southern Cal kid.
There you go. And we're hearing that from Stephanie that both interviews were amazing. Thank you, Stephanie, for sharing. I want to say thank you for Big Fish Marketing and Big Fish, the new show that's coming up. I want to say thank you to you, Marcus, for being having such a generosity of spirit. Because look at this smile, guys. Look at that face. He's just that kind of guy that you want to know. You want to know what is going on in that heart and in that mind. And when you can do something exciting and even do business with these kind of individuals, of course you want to. But you were so generous. And
I have to tell your viewers, if they're gonna come to town, please contact us because we have so many resources. We've got some of the best ideas and places to go have fun based on the person and what the finances like and things like that. But we're really out to help anybody that comes to town because we've been here for so long, doing it all ourselves. So we got firsthand knowledge of what really works and what's really the best for the best. It's all about the big bang for the buck. So, hopefully you can pass on.
Yeah, go ahead.
You can pass on our information to your viewers so that they can contact us. Very good.
Absolutely. I'm going to make sure that they have all of the information. Oh, I do want to bring one more thing up before I let you go because it was just too adorable. What's that face all about? That's too much fun.
I can't even see. Am I smiling big though?
You're looking like, what did I get myself into? It's adorable. Yeah. All right. Well, Marcus, I want to say I'm going to close out day number 78 officially for as a service hero of number 78. I thank you.
Thank you.
I want to say that we are going to close out today of 365 days of awesome, celebrate success through service. And as we do, I want to highlight the fact that, when we travel and when we go out and about and we are with the locals, first of all, treat them with respect. And then the locals, thank you for welcoming people into your town because, many times it can go one of two ways. And the generosity of spirit and the hello, where you from, and just making someone feel comfortable because you never know why they're there. They may be there on business. Yes, they may be there on pleasure. Yes, but they also may be there for another reason. There may be an element of pain. There may be an element of, they don't necessarily want to be there. So to get a smile, to be able to have just a warmness from the locals, that's always something that is welcomed. It's just a really good way of being a good neighbor. And so thank you for being an example of being the best of neighbors.
Thank you. Anytime.
And I want to say bye to the Big Fish crew until later we meet in September. Bye, everyone. And we're going to close out for today, and I will see everybody tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.